was nighttime. The rain was beating down on the windows. In a room of an old house, there was an old wooden box with dust on it. Sarah was cleaning out the junk when she suddenly saw an old doll when she opened the box. The doll's clothes were torn and old, but her face seemed strangely bright. 7-year-old Amy ran over and said happily, "Wow, Mama, this is so cute. Is this mine?" Sarah smiled and said, "Maybe it's one of your grandmother's old things. Keep it." Amy hugged the doll. That night, when Amy was sleeping in her room and the doll was next to her, a whisper suddenly broke the silence. The doll's lips were moving, and she was speaking in a strange language. The voice was Portuguese. Amy sat up in fear. "Mama, it's a doll." Sarah laughed and said, "I don't know, son. Maybe it's your imagination. Go to sleep." But for a moment, the doll's eyes flickered as if she were really alive. The next night, the doll said something in German. Amy ran to her mother in fear. The third night, she whispered in Arabic. Every night, a new language. Sarah kept comforting her daughter, but her peace began to break. One night, as she was filling the kitchen with water, a clear voice came from behind Guten Noha. She turned around, but there was no one behind her. On the fourth night, the room was plunged into darkness. Suddenly, the doll's lips moved, and she said, "Mommy, don't sleep tonight." Amy screamed, trembling. Sarah ran to her. Amy cried out, "Mama, he said you shouldn't sleep tonight." Sarah picked up the doll and threw it into the box, but her heart beat faster. Silence fell in the house. The rain had stopped, but there was a heavy feeling in the air. Suddenly, footsteps were heard behind the door. Sarah turned around in shock, but no one was there. Then suddenly she saw a shadow standing on the top floor, holding a knife in his hand. At that moment, the box opened automatically. The doll rolled out. He said again, "Mommy, ... He is already inside." The doll fell from Sarah's hand. The door closed with a bang. In the heartbreaking silence, the shadow slowly started to descend. Sarah ran and opened Amy's room. Amy was sleeping. Suddenly, the killer came from behind and was about to attack when the doll rolled into the room. Red light flashed from its eyes. The killer staggered and fell, as if an invisible force had strangled him. In a few moments, he lay lifeless on the floor. Sarah and Amy looked at each other, trembling. Everything was over. The doll, lying on the ground, spoke for the last time. "Now you are safe, but never trust me again." Her eyes closed automatically. Silence fell on the room again. Sometimes toys are not made for children. Some toys speak the language of darkness, and when they speak, it is important to listen. If you liked the video, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.